Is Pike losing the Enterprise? Well, it looks that way in the upcoming previews for Star Trek Strange New Worlds. Episode 7 is landing this week, and it's your typical Star Trek boarding and hostage episode, but with a special guest star also joining the crew. As always, we've got trailers, preview clips, and promotional pictures to show you for this week's episode of The Pike Show. Spoiler warning, we'll be discussing and theorizing the upcoming content for Strange New Worlds, Season 1, Episode 7. As such, if you don't want spoilers, then turn away now. So welcome to Trek Central, and I'm your host Captain Jack. Now before we warp into this video, if you want to keep up to date on the latest Star Trek news, lore and more, then make sure to hit that subscribe button to never miss a video from the team here at Trek Central. You can also follow us on social media for daily updates on the Star Trek universe. Okay, with that out of the way, engage. Now, you're likely going to want to watch the preview trailers and such for the episode, as we break them down in this video. We can't show them to you on screen fully due to Paramount's copyright restrictions. As such, visit trekcentral.net, link below in the video description, to be taken to our dedicated page to view all things Episode 7 of Star Trek Strange New Worlds. Then come back here to learn even more. First, let's talk about two specific people involved in this episode, who need a shout out, and that is our guest star and the director of this episode. We've seen them in a number of trailers and promotional content for the episode today, but only recently last week was it confirmed that Queer as Folk actor, and this is 2020 reimagining of a 1999 show by Ross T. Davis, Jesse James Cattell will be guest starring in this episode as Dr. Aspin. The good doctor once worked as a Starfleet counsellor, but their experiences on the Federation border prompts them to shift careers and work as a humanitarian aid worker. This is a fascinating character, especially if their work on the Federation border has any relation to the Klingon War from Discovery Season 1. However, it does go to a play which Strange New Worlds hasn't really ventured to, which was extremely common in the original series, is having civilians on the ship related to the episode's story, whether it be ambassadors or diplomats. So it seems that with Dr. Aspin being on the ship, the Enterprise is definitely involved in some sort of humanitarian mission, perhaps getting aid to a certain planet, a staple for these types of characters in Trek. However, like we said, this isn't the only person announced to be working this episode, and even though they're not actually featuring the episode, they'll have a huge part of making this, and that is the director. The director for the next episode of Strange New Worlds is Sydney Freeland, who has won acclaim for their work on short films and movies, so getting a talented director to work with Star Trek is always a super good thing. And hopefully they do some interesting cool things with this episode that we can't wait to see. So here on screen you can take a look at the promotional pictures for Strange New Worlds Episode 7. We've got fantastic looks at Captain Christopher Pike and the crew of the Enterprise, including a new look at this week's enemy. Actor Michael Hu is playing Remy, who appears to be his pirate gang leader, who later captures Captain Pike and some more of the Enterprise crew. Looking at the pictures, we've got some fantastic shots of Jess Bush as Nurse Chapel. We've been aware for some time that the pirate boarding episode will feature Chapel heavily, as she helps defend the ship from the pirates. Yes, we all remember fight scenes from the main Strange New Worlds trailers, however, finally we're seeing them in action. It's going to be fantastic. Additional pictures feature shots of Pike in tactical gear alongside Lan and other Enterprise officers. We've also got great shots of both Dr. Aspin and Mr. Spock, where they appear to be creeping around the Enterprise. I'm going to theorize they did not get captured along with the crew and are going to try and take back the ship along with Nurse Chapel. Honestly, this week's teaser trailer for Strange New Worlds Episode 7 has me hyped. We're dealing with pirates, who seemingly look like they have Foley web technology. However, I doubt this is the case, and it does just look similar. Additionally, we've got some pirate boarding action going on. It does take me back to the days of Star Trek Enterprise and such. Now, if only we had the makers on board Pike's Enterprise. Sadly, they're not around anymore though. From what I can tell, it does look like the crew does end up separated. Pike is seen being held in a warehouse by some pirates, while Number 1 is in command of the Enterprise. Additionally, there are some fight scenes taking place on the bridge, likely as the pirates attempt to take command of Enterprise. However, as Variety reported, it seemed like Dr. Aspin will form a good connection to Mr. Spock, and they are both seen together in the trailer and the teaser pictures. Essentially this week we're diving into the wild west of space, as the official synopsis says the following. While on a dangerous humanitarian mission, the crew of the US Enterprise stumbles into a harrowing game of leverage with the quadrant's deadliest space pirate. The crew are getting ambushed and trapped it seems, especially on the ground when Pike's away team are held at gunpoint by these very pirates. We can also see a grenade rolling onto the bridge when Number 1 is in the command chair, likely leading to the scenes we previously watched of her firing a phaser over the chair. If you look closely, you can see Spock throwing someone around. I mean seriously, just look very close and you'll see it. While back at the pirate base, all the command crew apart from Spock and Nurse Chapel can be seen detained. Likely Spock and Chapel are still on board the Enterprise, trying to retake the ship, or at least request help. We also do get shots of Nurse Chapel in a Jeffries tube, as was Mr. Spock and Dr. Aspen sneaking around the ship. I think the big plot point here is the Enterprise is locked down. If you freeze frame the teaser trailer at the right moment, you can see what looks like number 1 locking down the Enterprise via Pike's command chair. Therefore, it makes sense that Pirate Boss wants the codes from Captain Pike. Finally, there is a scene of Spock standing on the bridge, in front of a view screen, just as an alien ship fires on the Enterprise. You know, at first glance, the alien ship looks very Asgard, specifically from Stargate. Maybe I've just been watching too much of that lately. The Ready Room preview clip throws you straight into this week's episode. We're seeing Dr. Aspen on the bridge and working with both Captain Pike and Mr. Spock. But we're going to get out of this safely. Additionally, this is the point in the episode where we're introduced to the net, or big web if we can call it that. Can we also take a moment to appreciate the shots of Enterprise navigating the asteroid field? They look sexy. It would seem there's a bit of banter between Mr. Spock and Captain Pike. While Spock and Dr. Aspen are hesitant to investigate the distress signal, Pike doesn't mind both as Starfleet regulations suggest they should investigate further. You know, if Starfleet just turned around and said, yeah, no, it'd really solve a lot of these issues the hero ships get themselves into. Just a thought. And again, everyone has plot armor, so maybe not. Lieutenant Ortegas gets a great line about how close, referring to it as a blind date of maximum caution. I'm really loving the friendly banter interaction between Pike and his crew. It makes the episode and conversations feel more relaxed and just warmer overall. The upcoming episode does look fantastic. While last week's episode 6 of Strange New Worlds may have been very dark, the episode looks to be a mix. Additionally, we're getting an introduction to a new character. Having Jesse James Cattell guest starring in this episode is fantastic. The character of Dr. Aspen continues Star Trek's recent efforts to expand LGBTQ representation in Star Trek. Additionally, given this is Pride Month, it makes even more sense, and it's just even better really. Star Trek Strange New Worlds Episode 7, The Serene Squall, airs on Thursday this week on Paramount Plus in the United States, Australia, Latin America, and the Nordics. Additionally, on the CTV Sci-Fi Channel and Crave streaming in Canada, plus Voot Select in India, TVNC in New Zealand, and Cosmos TV in Greece. Additionally, the streaming service will also land in the UK and Ireland on June 22nd, 2022. Just over a week now until you're watching here in the UK. Good luck, everybody! So, are you looking forward to the upcoming episode of Strange New Worlds? We're also all keen to see how Pike handles the situation on board the Enterprise, as well as seeing the new character of Dr. Aspen and how they work with Mr. Spock. Remember, let us know what you think in the comments, because we're talking Star Trek, then of course we want to hear about it. If you want to keep up to date on the latest Star Trek news, lore and more, then make sure to hit that subscribe button to never miss a video from the team here at Trek Central. You can also follow us on social media or join our community Discord server. For now, I've been Captain Jack, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Live long and prosper, my friends. Goodbye.